Good evening, I'm John Carter and welcome to Poland Daily. Janusz Wojciechowski from the Polish Law and Justice Party received a positive review after a second hearing before MEPs as a candidate for the position of EU Commissioner for Agriculture. The vote on the new team for the European Commission will take place during a European Parliament session on October the 23rd.
The Polish candidate for Commissioner for Agriculture stated during a press conference that he's happy with the unanimous support of all political groups of the European Parliament. A green light from the Agricultural Commission means that Wojciechowski will join more than 20 other candidates who have also received positive recommendations from the European Parliament. The vote on the new team for the European Commission will take place at the plenary session of the European Parliament in Strasbourg on October 23rd. During the second hearing before members of the European Parliament, Janusz Wojciechowski said his priorities will be the equalization of agricultural benefits, limiting bureaucracy and strengthening of European agriculture in world markets.
There are only 5 days left before the end of the election campaign, but, according to political commentators, the Law and Justice Party have played their cards better than the opposition. However, we won't know the victor for sure until the Polish parliamentary elections take place on October the 13th.
According to the latest survey conducted by IBRIS, the Law and Justice would get 45.1% of the votes, while Civic Coalition would get 25%. The left wing would poll 12.6% and the Cookies 15 movement 5.6%. The Confederation would not cross the electoral threshold, with nearly 4% of support. There are only a few days left before the Polish parliamentary elections. Today, the Civic Coalition candidate for the Prime Minister of Poland, Małgorzata Kidawa-Błońska, met with teachers on the Teachers' Gala. Every person in our country is a free man, so he can vote for whoever he wants to. Mr. Wałęsa is a free man and he can make his own decisions, and he can vote for whoever he wants to. This is democracy. The leader of the Law and Justice Party met with the Warsaw inhabitants today. The Law and Justice Party won credibility. The campaign promises have been fulfilled for the first time in history after 1989. What's more, the promises made after the elections have been fulfilled as well. According to publicists, the election campaign is not as brutal as initially expected. They admit that the campaign of the Law and Justice Party is much more professional, while Civic Platform have made the same mistakes as in the past. This is also caricatural. The campaign is based on stereotypes on the one hand, but on the other, the atom bombs, which we expected, did not emerge. Today was the last day for submitting applications for enrolling in the voters' list outside your place of residence in Poland. You can still obtain a certificate, the right to vote, in your place of residence until October 11th.
Last Sunday, Lech Walesa was the honorary guest of the Civic Coalition's election convention. Today, he stated on his Facebook wall that he would not vote for the Civic Coalition and passed his support to the leader of the People's Party, Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz. The post was quickly deleted from the profile of the former president, which may suggest that this is not his last change of heart.
In view of the results of various recent election polls presented, I am publicly asking Civic Coalition to release me from my given public words that I will vote for Civic Coalition. I want to support Kosiniak-Kamysz. I can't imagine such a talented politician like Kosiniak-Kamysz, neither the village people from his organization, not having a place in parliament. What did this Kaczyński lead to, with his manipulation, lies, breaking the law? Moral topics preached here only obscure this perfidious game. In my opinion, this is a group of non-believers practicing. Once again, I'm asking you, countrymen, listen to me, save Poland's development. Move these dangerous people away from decision-making.
Today was the second day of the 590 Economic Congress in Juszczonka near the city of Rzeszów. The main guest was Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki, who spoke at length about Poland's swift economic development, which has convinced him that large numbers of Poles who left Poland in the last decade will now choose to return home. Our reporter Małgorzata Schulz has more.
Today, everything was about the speech of Prime Minister of Poland, who spoke about a very fast growth, economical growth of Poland, as well as spoke to Polonia, Polish diaspora, Polish people who live outside of Poland, but many of them are returning. Prime Minister addressed these words directly to them, saying that he is very happy and glad that some are returning from Ireland, England, and other countries.
Poland can pride itself on having one of the biggest economic growths in the world. According to the International Monetary Fund, we are one of the 22 economically strongest countries in the world. According to the European Commission, we are closing the tax gap faster than any other country. We are the first to firmly raise the issue of tax havens. Today, I'm very happy to see that the entire European Union speaks our language, saying that yes, tax havens are wrong and we need to deal with them.
The Parliamentary Commission investigating VAT fraud has calculated that the Polish state lost 250 billion zloty in VAT revenue between 2007 and 2015 in VAT carousels. Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki has managed to decrease the so-called VAT gap from around 25% in 2015 to around 10%. The Polish Prime Minister has long argued that measures against VAT fraud need to be taken at an EU level. And now the Polish stopVATcarousel.pl campaign is putting up billboards in London, Berlin, Brussels and Madrid to inform the European public about the problem.
With money.
The stopVATcarousel.pl campaign is now also releasing an informational video to encourage citizens of EU states to demand action to be taken against VAT carousels. In the video, they warn that terrorist organizations earn €420 million every year from VAT fraud.
Because as documents from Afghanistan and Italy now show us, a lot of that money is also going into terrorist groups to fund the kidnap and murder of innocent people. Let me tell you what they've done in Poland. Probably the best republic in Europe. In 2016, 27%, nearly €10 billion Polish taxpayers' money was being creamed off through VAT fraud every year. Since then, the Minister of Finance, Mateusz Morawiecki, has halved that rate. Morawiecki's offensive against the scammers was absolutely ruthless. He mobilized an army of programmers, lawyers, and accountants who developed algorithms to smoke out the crime. Working with the independent sector, a new standard audit system was provided which enabled information to flow directly from entrepreneurs to authorities. If something was wrong with the transaction tax in a deal, the entrepreneur would be notified via text and the deal would be closed down. The scammers packed their bags and ran.
Thank you very much for joining me here this evening at Poland Daily. I'm John Carter. Stay tuned after the break for Poland Daily Weather. It's followed by the business, then it's the culture, history, and finally the travel.